I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown! Howdy folks, welcome to my top 100 games of all time for 2020. I'm Hunter, and this is Rebecca.
Hello.
So we're going to jump right in. If you want to know about how I made my list and stats and things, watch the introductory to my top 100. It has all that good stuff, plus a bonus 110 to 101. But we're going to jump right in to number 100. Let me get my list. A little bit stats. We'll do a little stats first.
Woohoo!
All right, so 2 games went up. No, wait. Wrong section. 4 new games, and 6 went down. So we're going to call this the new and punitive section.
Oh, goodness.
Including the one game that dropped the most.
Is in this one.
In my entire 100. In fact, it's my number 100.
How?
Blood Rage!
What?
I told you there were going to be surprises. Blood Rage!
Blood Rage is 100 on your list
Yes,
now?
it dropped from 39 all the way down to 100. 61 places, the biggest loser. So, story time. So last time I played this game, and it's been almost 2 years now, I think. I played this with one Derek Porter. Hi, Derek, if you're watching. Probably not. And I come to realization, I've had enough of this game. It's an awesome game, but I've played it probably a lot.
There's no probably. I know you've played
I've played this a lot, and I still love it. It's great. It's an amazing design. But if I look at my shelf, there's apparently 99 games I would pick before this game to play. So I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. I've cooled on it.
Your rage has cooled?
My rage is cooled. So let me talk about the game real quick. If you don't know what Blood Rage, you've been hiding under a rock. But if you don't know what Blood Rage is, it's an area control game. It takes an area control kind of combat game and throws in all these Euro-y attributes, card-driven combat and card drafting and building. Well, you build stats a lot in non-Euro games, but I don't know. So I was playing it the last time I played it. I enjoyed it. It was a great play, but I'm like, it's not top 40 material anymore. It's apparently 100, but it made the top 100. You appear to be shocked.
I better never get grief about my list changes ever again. This is insane. I'm glad I was sitting down. What in the world? You belong to a Facebook group that was just about Blood Rage.
But I haven't posted on that group in 4 years, probably.
But you belonged to a group on Facebook.
Sometimes people grow apart.
Oh my gosh.
So there you have it. For better or worse. It's still in my top 100, which I've played thousands of games. It's still amazing. So yeah. So it 4 in 2000. What is that? 16. 10 and 17, 20 and 18, 39 and 19, and 100 in 2020.
It's like all of a sudden.
It's kind of like a.
Timmy fell down the well.
It's kind of like a. No, kind of more like a.
Yeah, but. Okay, I mean, look at how much they've played. This box has been loved. It's dying.
It's loved because it's got a 40-pound insert inside of it.
There's that too. But we.
Bye, Blood Rage!
I think I like it.
Bye, Blood Rage!
Just happened. Okay, how are you topping that? That's how you start this?
Yeah, because get ready. Here comes another punitation.
Oh my
Coming down Fifth Avenue.
And this is Twilight Imperium.
Number 99, time's up.
What is wrong with
Title
you?
recall.
Pod people. Pod people.
Dropped 44 places.
Why? Because we haven't had a chance. Is it because of the plague?
If you listened to my introductory to the top 100, you know that group games got extremely punished due to 2020. And this is one of the ones that got punished. Now, really, honestly, the reason, and again, I mentioned this, is games that I play super infrequently, and for the most part, group games, got punished this year. 2020 is the year of punishing inactivity.
I put an asterisk by this entire endeavor.
It could go up next year. I may play this 4 or 5 times next year, maybe.
Let's hope.
But this is a once a year game probably,
and it's glorious.
It's good.
It is glorious.
It's fun, but it is a once a year group game. Anyway, Time's Up Total Recall is kind of like tricked up charades, where I should get to talk. So you get to speak and act and everything, and then you kind of reduce what you're able to do each round. After that, gets crazy and it's a fun game, but.
No buts.
When's the last time we played this?
No buts.
When's the last time we played this?
BGG Spring.
And how long ago was that?
Last year. Not this year. 2019.
May of last year. So a year and a half ago we last played this game.
There's a pandemic! I'll play with multiple personalities. Would that help you?
I don't want you to have multiple personalities. One is plenty. Number 99, it was 55 last year, 55 the year before that, 51 the year before that, and 43 the year before that. So pretty consistent, except for this year. Punitation.
Asterix.
No. Punitation.
Asterix.
Let's keep the punitation.
Stand by my opinion.
Let's keep the punitation love going with my number 98. Shadows over Camelot.
Another group game.
Told you. Group games. This is not the year for group games. I still love this game. It's just that there's so many great social deduction games out there that they just got to they got to make room. And this came out how long ago? 25 years ago? I don't know. Long
25
time.
years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah, that's about 25 years ago.
That's pretty close.
In pandemic time.
Feels like 50 years ago.
Yep. 50 years
Shadows
ago.
of Camelot. It's a social deduction game with a traitor. Well, actually, if you play with the standard rules, there could not be a traitor. So you just play the whole game thinking there's a traitor, and there's not a traitor.
Which is actually kind of fun.
But you should always play with a traitor because it's super fun.
Yeah.
But you're basically going to a different location. You're playing. You have a deck of cards. You're playing different kind of poker hands at different locations to conquer them. And meanwhile, the world's falling apart, and you're trying to survive. And yeah.
I know why you punished it. That kind of sounded like 2020.
Yeah. But I like this game a lot. There's like so many great social deduction games. It's got to make room.
Well, and we've played, like you said, we've played this so many times too.
Yeah.
So many times.
And the last time we played it probably a year ago or more, and it went well. But it's like it just doesn't. I don't know. It's more of a slow burn kind of game.
Yeah.
And a lot of social deduction games are boom, it's in your face. Yeah. And this one's more of a takes time, slow burn, you kind of stare at each other, and then towards the end you're
it's
freaking
more like
out.
Stare at each other.
But I don't know, I kind of like more the in your face, like
yes, you do.
Social deduction games, like so this one's kind of I still love it. Again, it's still in it's in the top 100, but it got punitated. 40 What did it go down? 49 spaces? There's 49 to 98. It doubled. Exactly doubled. Interesting. Shadows over Camelot, my number 98. All right, let's get all the hate aside. Let's talk about some new games. We got 3 new games in a row.
So we're hating on the new games?
No.
Or
We're getting rid of the hate.
Oh, okay. Just
and bringing in the new.
I need to know what I need to be doing here.
With my number 97. Oh, I just broke again. Barrage.
Wow.
Barrage.
This is gonna go up, isn't it?
Yes. We've only played this one time with 2 players. I think it'll be more fun with more. That's gonna be kind of a theme with a lot of our games, new games, is that we only got to play them 2 player for obvious reasons, and that I think a lot of the ones that work better with more are going to go up when I can play with more, and this is one of them. But I still love this game. It's
obviously if it made the list. That's pretty cool.
It's the type of puzzle game I like, so it's a kind of a heavy Euro worker placement game. But the main activity is you're building dams and power stations, and water kind of starts at the top of your board and the board trickles down, and it gets stuck in dams, and then you can use those dams to power stations. And it's kind of a little bit of a cutthroat thing because you can build dams to block people's water off, but it's a puzzle. It's like, okay, the water's going to go this way, and then there's dam here.
Yeah,
because
it's all about funneling it, right?
Some of it's going to trickle off here, and it's going to come down here, and I need to build a power station to connect. It's got all these little connections for power stations to dams that you have to work with. So it's a kind of puzzle game I like where it's more of a logistics puzzle, right? Mm-hmm. I like those are the kind of puzzles, not like real puzzles, but logistical puzzles. I love those in Euro games. A lot of heavy Euro games have those kind of things. It's like, okay, I need 3 of those, but to get 3 of those, I need to do this over here. And to do that, I need to do this over here, so I need these resources. That's the kind of logistics puzzles I like in games. And this one really does that well. And there's a lot of... You can build up your power stations. There's a mat. It has the thing I like in a lot of games where you're taking pieces off and putting them on the board. And as you take those pieces off, it increases your income and makes you more powerful at certain activities, which is really cool. I love it, but it's not as good, I don't think, at 2-player. I want to try it with 3 and 4 players, and I think I'll like it more because it's kind of, there's not as much in your face with 2-player. I think that...
Oh, but it can be.
That it can be, but I think with more players, it's that puzzle is going to be more interesting. So, there it is. New game to the list, obviously. Barrage. I love it.
It's a cool game.
Good one.
It's a good game.
Got cool little water components and wooden bits and loveliness.
And loveliness.
Go away, Barrage! Because we got to make room for another new game to list. It's funny, it's not really new to the list. It's just never been on the list. Because we played this game way back time. Like in 2015 we first played this game. But we had a kind of a so-so play of it. But it came back, we played it again, and I loved it. And this is one that fell on the floor, so I give you a moment.
Uh-oh. He loves it so much he threw it on the ground.
And that is Euphoria! So we played this in 2015.
It was a while ago.
At
25
FallsCon? Was it at FallsCon? No. Yes? No?
Yeah, I think it was.
FallsCon, the first FallsCon, I think.
That or West Texas.
Was it West Texas?
It was West Texas or FallsCon.
We played in 2015. Like
it was long.
When we first started going to board game conventions, we played this, and we kind of got one of those kind of teaches that say, "Hey, let's just start playing and figure it out." And about halfway through the game, we did figure it out. So I guess we kind of came away with it kind of a meh feeling, like yeah. But then if you watched our top 10 designers, we both voted Jamie Stegmaier as our favorite designer, so I had to get all his games, and this is one of the ones, I think this is the only one we didn't have.
Yeah.
And I went and got it, we played it, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fun game. It was kind of that crunchy midweight Euro, but you can knock it out in, I think, half an hour. It's like a half-hour game.
No.
Not half-hour, hour. I mean, it's an hour.
No way. I was like, what?
It's about an hour game, and that was probably with a teach. We probably got it done in an hour. And it has lots of cool things going on. There's all these different factions, different sections of the board with the different factions, and you go out to do kind of worker placement-y type things, but you're doing you're influencing those factions, which give you more benefits with that faction. So it's kind of got to decide, okay, what areas am I going to work on? It has some cool. I'll go ahead and pull them out. It's got some cool custom dice that are really nifty.
That's true. Those are pretty nifty.
They're just regular 6-sided, but they...
Plus, the insert that this game comes with is greatness.
So these are the custom dice. They kind of got little gears for their sides and stuff. So it's got awesome, like you said, awesome little insert. It has these little resource things. You just pop them. You have for different. It gives you 2 for different sides of the board, so you can put like one on one side, one on the other side.
So handy.
It's just a really cool little, crunchy little midweight Euro game. Well, what I consider a midweight Euro game.
Well, it's mid to heavy. That's probably the point I was going to say, is that I think one of the reasons, too, that this was kind of at the time was this was back when we were first starting to really play board games, and this was right at that threshold of the games that we could handle. This was really heavy for us at the time, and coming to it now after playing crazy heavy games like Lacerda games and stuff, this feels much more medium, right?
Right.
And it's interesting to see how it's changed for us, just perspective-wise, after playing it so much. That's
and you make a good point on top of the fact that we got a partial teach to start.
I mean, it was a
heavy game, so we were kind of like deer in headlights.
I was like, what?
And asking lots of questions every turn. It seemed like I was like, okay, if I do this, what happens? If I do this over here, what happens?
It's like,
and now
how does that work? And
it was so much better, obviously, going in with all the rules. And I gave her a full-blown teach of the whole game. But
it's funny how much you pick up playing other games.
Right.
It's interesting. I find that really cool.
It's just a really cool game.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of Jamie's best designs, which you'll see from further up my list.
Is that a hint?
But it's still an awesome game.
Yeah.
And it sneaks into my... Well, it kind of is creepy. Because
that's true. Build a better dystopia.
Yeah, that was one thing I was going to mention. I completely forgot. So one of the things, you have 2 tracks in the game. You want your workers happy and dumb. Anyway, it's a good one.
It's funny.
It's a good one. So it made it in on my number 96. It's
cool.
new to the list. It's never been on the list, but it's definitely not a new game to us. But here's a new game to us. Number 95. This is another one that I think might work better with more players, and that's the reason it's so low again.
Okay.
And that is Almamata.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
So we played this one recently. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But with 2 players, you have a neutral player that you have to kind of control. It's very minimal upkeep to control that neutral player. But I'd rather play this 3 players.
Yeah, we don't like the
So I think this is another one just like Barrage that has nothing but going up the list potential. Because, like I say, even though that neutral player that you have to play with 2 players is not much, it's really minimal. I mean, it's like 15 seconds every round that you have to do upkeep, but it's still
annoying.
I'd rather have a 3rd player playing that I can interact with rather than just a neutral player. All that does is give you a 3rd resources. Your books in this game are your resources, and you need 3 resources to work with. And if you only have 2 players, you only have 2 types of books, other than dictionaries, but doesn't count as one of the 3 books. And you need 3 books to play, and so you have a neutral player. So basically it gives you a person to buy books from. And he puts workers out on the board to block certain spots. It makes it harder to go to those spots.
Yeah.
So I like this game. It's kind of a worker placement game. It reminds me a lot of Coimbra for obvious reasons. It's like it's the same team basically that did Coimbra. I enjoyed it. It was really it's one of those games that it's obviously it's an engine building at its heart. It's a major engine building game. It's one of those games where you start out and you're like, how are we going to do anything in this
you start
game?
with nothing.
I'm like, what is going on? And then by the 6th round, I think there's 6 rounds, you're like, what do I want to do with all my stuff? I mean,
I've got to get rid of all these books. It's a problem.
It was cool. So basically you're going out, you're building a university, you're going out and you're recruiting students and professors into your university. The students and professors make you more powerful, engine building. And you can get chancellors that are superpowers. So you start with a chancellor that gives you a really superpower that no one else has. And then you can potentially earn 3 more superpowers throughout the game that everyone can share potentially. It's just a really great game. If you like Coimbra, it's similar weight, similar feel, but different game. Just really cool. It's a really cool game. And it's got cute little books. You want to show off the books? You like the books?
I like the books. You got to show off the books. They're adorable. Who doesn't love little teeny tiny plastic books?
There you go.
The only thing I feel is not thematic with this game
is the books.
Is the fact that you get rid of the books after a while. This is not a book hoarding book game.
You don't get rid of the books.
Yeah, you do. You have to have your max. You have a max amount of books you're allowed to own. Ridiculous. You
take them to half price books and sell them.
See, doesn't work. Okay, so these are these adorable little books. Look at them. Aren't they cute? See, look, you can see the pages. They're adorable. Anyway.
She loves them a lot more than I do.
I like miniatures. I think they're adorable.
They do beat little cubes, though.
Heck yeah. Boring. Who cares about a cube library?
All right, that's my number 95, new to the list, because it's a brand new game. It just came out this year.
Lovely.
Alma Mater. Alma Mater.
No.
Alma Mater.
Oh, no.
All right. Game not new to the list. It's slowly creeping down my list. It
Old
makes me sad. It makes me sad because it's slowly creeping down.
No.
Just because, new games are coming along and pushing it down.
No.
It's hanging on, though. by a thread, and that is Barrage.
What is wrong with you?
I can only put 100 games in my top 100.
But this is one of your babies. You've been like Bruges. I love Bruges.
It's good. It was my it was my 88 last year.
Clearly, he hates this game now.
Yeah, it's clearly I hate this game now. So Bruges is a failed game.
He's our buddy.
The kind of the trick, because he always throws a little trick into his games. The trick for this game is you have multi-use cards, and it's crazy multi-use. I think every card has like 6 different things you can do with them. I want to say 6. It might be more. It might be less.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
6
at least
different
6
things. So you're doing multi-use cards. It has dice. Basically, you're rolling dice every round, and that tells you what actions you can take and how powerful those actions are. You have the Feld punishing you. You're getting plagues or something. I don't
Feld's
know.
always punishing everybody.
What is it? I don't know. Plagues
He's
or
mean.
something. Disasters. I don't know. Anyway.
It's about half of his games have a plague in them. I'm beginning to think there's something about where does he live again?
But it's a cool game. I think this is one of the ones that's getting redone in the City Collection that just came out. I want to say.
Oh, cool.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't remember.
No, I want to say you're right, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah, he changed all the city names.
It's like New York or something.
This one's been out of print forever, crazy forever.
It's a good game.
It's hard to find, and the expansion, which we don't even have, is even super harder to find. But anyway, so it's a really cool Feld point salad kind of game. You're building canals, and you're creating workers, and you're putting those workers in little houses, and trying not to die from the plague. I think it's disasters or something.
I like that there's a kid stealing apples on the front cover.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Bruges is not a nice town. I don't know.
There's thievery. There's plagues.
All right, they're called threat events, and we have flood, plague, raids, and fire.
How do people live?
But yeah, this is a fun one. This is a cool, if you like multi-use card kind of games, this one has it in extra, it's like on steroids. And it's a fun game. It's a fun little game. It plays pretty quick. I'm going to say an hour. Yep.
Yeah,
hour game.
that sounds right.
And if you like Felds, and hopefully this is one of the city ones that's getting reprinted, I hope.
I think you're right.
Maybe.
I think you're right.
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I'll probably put a comment down at the bottom, say if it's real or not. And yeah, so I love Bruges. If you get a chance to play it, try it out. If you love Feld, you have to play Bruges.
You totally do. Play it.
All right, let's move on to a new game. New game to the list.
New game.
This is another one. This is the third game in this 10 that will go up. I can almost guarantee it will go up when I play it with more players.
I'm so excited.
And that is the Carson City.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Big box.
Not surprised by this.
Well, just Carson City, but I got the big box. This one, when we played it, literally, I want to say by turn 2 or 3, we're like, this is going to be better with more players. Because it's a worker placement game, and worker placement games usually tend to work with more players, not necessarily. But it's also you're putting tiles on the board and you're building a city. It's a city building game, but you share the city. We're building the city together. And you get proximity bonuses and effects based on putting it up next to other people's in your buildings.
That's where the
And with 2-player, there's just not a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
If she starts in one section, I don't really get over there in her section.
Yeah.
We're not getting money interaction.
We're not feeding off each other.
But if there's more players, and I would think 3 or 4, probably maybe 4 is probably better. There's going to be a lot more of that interaction of the tiles and the interaction on the worker placement, because in this game, worker placement, you can go to the same spot as someone else, and then you fight it out. You fight it out and see who actually gets to take the action, which is fun. I just really enjoyed this game. I had fun with it, but I guess back in my head, I kept saying, I wish there was more people playing. I love this one. It's a good one. If you
Are
like,
you missing people?
I guess. But no, I just had that feeling. But
yeah, no, you're right. I'm just messing with you.
I like worker placement games. I like interactive games, and this one gives me both. So it's interactive in positive ways, possibly building buildings next to each other, but in negative ways of fighting over worker placement spots. But
yeah.
you can mitigate that. You just get lots of little gun tokens, and you can fight better than the other person, and they won't take your spot away from you.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
But anyway, we haven't delved into the expansions or modules. This has like everything for Carson City.
Oh, that's true. We just played the base game.
We just played the base game.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing this again with more players, with more stuff going on. You can get horses. Crazy. That's my number 93, new to the list, Carson City.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
And in my case, it's the big box. All right. Move on to number 92, not new to the list. It was 74 last time, so same general area, a little punitation. Because no one can beat me at this game.
I think you need to have a little asterisk.
No one is ever going. No one's
an actual English word.
No one is ever going to beat me at this game.
Oh, what?
That
I know what it is.
Stockpile.
It's gonna happen, guys.
So we just got the new expansion, illicit investments. I want to say maybe
illicit something. Yeah.
We just got the new expansion. We played it. We played with
that
everything.
Was fun.
We played with everything, and we actually enjoyed it with everything.
We did enjoy it with everything. It was a blast.
I can't remember what the new expansion.
I want to say it's
illicit investments.
There you go.
So we got that. We played with everything, and what we've been doing when we play with everything is we make a little note if we don't like certain expansions. We made no note. Therefore, play with everything. So Stockpile is kind of a straightforward stock market game. You're basically buy low, sell high kind of situation. But with all the expansions, it adds other things. You can invest in bonds and do other things beyond the base game. Base game itself is amazing. If you like stock market, hidden information, it's almost a little attacky in terms of, well, stock market is attacky.
I was going to say, it's pretty brutal.
But it's really cool because it's got a really interesting system of how you draft your portfolio. So each round you're gonna get some cards and you're placing them down on the in different areas. There's like 3 or 4 different areas you can put cards.
Depends on the number of players, I think.
And you put one face up and you put one face down. So as players put all their stuff out, there's going to be some hidden information that only you're going to know, and information that only the other person knows. And you're going to draft those, as well as you're going to know a little bit about which stocks are going to go up and down, but you don't know all that information. You're only going to know a piece of it. So everybody has a little bit of information, then you got to kind of based on that what you're going to do for your turn. At the end, you're just trying to make the most money, have the best stocks, and the most cash on hand at the end of the game.
There you go.
Cool little game.
It's all about winning.
I will never lose this game.
I'm going to beat him someday. Please, somebody.
You notice people have offered to play me, but I haven't had a chance to play them.
Oh, you haven't?
Stockpile, my number 92.
I can't wait, man.
All right,
Next
my number.
time we have an in-person stuff, I want there to be a line.
I'll just
a stockpile.
I'll just have the board set up and just say, I'll have a sign that says "Bring it."
Yes! Oh, it's gonna. Yes.
My number 91 is the first of 7 games. If you watch the introductory thing.
Okay.
I have 7 games I do not own that are on my list.
I'm not owning.
And this is the first one.
Okay.
My first one, and this one, another one that's getting kind of punished because I haven't played it in a long time.
Okay.
And that is Star Wars Rebellion.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was
good. Star Wars Rebellion. I enjoyed that game quite a bit. I just don't have very many opportunities to play it.
Yeah.
Because I don't own it.
Yeah.
And I always compare it to War of the Ring because it's a epic 2-player kind of sprawling epic 2-player game. Yeah. If you like Star Wars, that's your game of choice.
Oh my gosh.
If you like Lord of the Rings, then War of the Ring is your game of choice. Very similar feel, very asymmetrical. What your goals are and what you're doing.
That's good.
One obviously is the rebellion. The other people are the Empire. The rebellion's trying to hide and basically survive. And the Empire is conquering and trying to find the rebel base. So very different, asymmetrical, just like in War of the Ring. Very asymmetrical what you're trying to do. But
it was really well done. Really
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I've played it 3 times now.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 3 times.
And I've enjoyed it every time I've played.
You played both.
I played both sides,
right? Yeah.
And I really like it. Again, it's just lack of opportunity, kind of out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it again. I don't know if have I played with the expansion? I don't think I've played with the expansion. I heard the expansion makes it even better. So,
oh, wow.
So maybe next time I play, I'll play with the expansion. Or maybe I already have. I don't know. It's been a long time. So I don't really have much more to say about Rebellion. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of people's one of their top favorite games because there's a lot of Star Warsy nerds out there.
I was gonna say if you're a Star Wars fan too, this is like super top notch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's super thematic and the gameplay's intuitive and really well done. It's just a good, solid game.
Yeah, I think if I was a bigger Star Wars fan, if I was as big a Star Wars fan as I am a Lord of the Rings fan, this would be way up my list and I would own it. But not. So that's it. That's it for this time. 191. We knocked that out. We'll give a little preview. Always give a preview of the next 10. Next 10. We got 2 games that went up. 2 games that stayed exactly the same.
Ooh.
3 that went down. And 3 new games. You got a potpourri of greatness.
A potpourri of greatness. I'm trying to figure out with this crazy top 100 list that you have, where you've got Blood Rage as 100. You've got some games that stayed the same.
2 of them.
And
towards the middle of the list. Usually the ones that stay the same are way up at the top,
yeah.
right? Crazy.
What a wonderful, wacky world we live in.
We'll see you next time. Bye.